All right, I think we are live on Facebook. This is the first time for me to go live on Facebook with this other technology that I'm actually recording this live in my studio. And as you can hear, there is something going on in my lungs big time. So the circumstances for me shooting this are not ideal at all. In fact, I've been gone for the last 12 days at a leadership retreat and taking on new information, challenges that have been immense. And there's this sense that I'm supposed to come back from a leadership retreat and be acting at another level, giving at another level, performing at another level. And what do? I go get a cold. And I've been cuddling up in the bed, sucking my thumb. And here I am overcoming the I want to go live and share a little about my experience and give and help other people lift to another level. So I just want to say that this icon on the screen here means something, and it's going to help shift your life, absolutely lift you to another level. So check this out. I'm overcoming some circumstances to shoot this for you. One, the enemy number one, and this is for everybody, just so we're clear, that enemy number one really is the voices in your head. It's the other people who are trying to consult you, the other protect you, keep you safe. It's the, if I put myself out there, it won't be good enough. It'll reflect bad. It won't be perfect enough. And people won't like it. I can't do this. So I'm not going to, and you procrastinate. So is there something in your life you've been wanting to take action on, speak out, influence, affect other people's lives, but you haven't because the circumstances just aren't ideal. You don't know if the information's good enough. Is there like a fitness program? Is there a way of eating? Is there a way of investing in yourself, whether that's health-wise, whether that's financially, or whether that's just from a happiness standpoint? Is there a conversation you want to have with a significant other or somebody in your life, or with a child, that you're avoiding because you're not sure if the circumstances are right? And what we've often find is that we often make the circumstances around us the dominant force. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. So yeah, you can. Okay. So we often make the circumstances around us the dominant force instead of something very, very truthful, which is us, our desire, our will. And what happens oftentimes is we listen to the circumstances aren't ideal. And so we shrink back and we don't move to another level. All right. And I'm going to talk to you about how to shift that. So the second thing I want you to consider is that, are you showing up in your life today as a degraded copy of yesterday? Does it seem like life is getting brighter and lighter and lifted? Or does it feel like life is getting a little darker, a little heavier, and a little bit like in the pit? And so if you are starting to see a degradation over time, it's because you're probably acting and you're probably listening to your dialogue from yesterday. And last time I checked is if you make a copy of a copy of a copy, you start to lose fidelity. You start to lose quality. You start to lose confidence. Fidelity is like you can actually trust what's happening there. And so I'm gonna just kind of allude to the idea that unless you are deciding to make you, okay, you the center, I'll just make a little mark here, okay, and put the location of control in the center and make decisions from the truth of what you want, what will happen is these circumstances will be dominant. So let's go ahead and figure out how to basically bust out of the circumstances being the dominant force and let the whole authentic, inspired you move forward. So let's go ahead and proclaim that I am, okay, that's a big word, I am. I mean, it's whoa, right? I am. Do you protect your I am? Do you say, oh, I'm upset, or I am just frustrated, or I am hungry, or I am tired? And then all of a sudden, it's like your brain believes you and it acts upset. It acts frustrated. It acts tired. It eats because it's hungry. And the question is what are you creating? Where are you headed to? What are you creating? What's the creation? What's the X marks the spot? That's a C for creation, and that's the mark I want to hit. And do you use your I am to say, I am headed to new levels. I am headed to more wealth, to more health, to more happy in my life right now, in my relationship right now, in my body right now, in my parenting right now. I am on a mission to level up. You see, because your brain's paying attention. And so if you want to go from this place of broke and fat and not happy, not feeling that way, to a place of gain and get what you want and create that, you're going to need to bring the control to the I am statement of the mission you're headed on and not to the circumstances. See, most people speak too much about the past, and they approach relationships of, oh, I know what they're going to say. I know what my boss is going to say. I know what my significant other is going to say. And we bring that energy of the past into the relationship instead of the I am moving forward creation. We don't have a picture of clarity of what this creation is. And so we want to get super clear on what this new movie looks like. You know, before a movie's created, before your life is manifested, somebody has to write the screenplay. Somebody has to practice the script, and somebody has to act like the movie until it's believable, until it's real, and until you actually can't tell the difference between the vision in the head and reality. And before you know it, you have stretched, grown, and become this vision. And this is so, so key to your success. So if you want to go from this lower place to this higher place, you're going to start speaking the I am this and moving forward. And people say, you're saying, Alex, should I fake it till I make it? No, I'm not saying you should fake it till you make it. What I am saying is get that creation, that vision out and start living in that space in your mind and start acting in alignment to that. There's no faking about that. You either made a healthy choice or you didn't. You made a choice that aligned in the direction of your creation or you didn't. That's not fake. In fact, I'm going to propose that when you make a choice that does not align with the vision that you have, the thing that you're creating, I propose that you're faking then. I propose that fake is when you don't live in alignment with the truth that you know is inside of you. See, when you know that this truth, and you've projected this truth up into this vision and you're looking at it and you've got a joy set before you, that you've got a vision of a creation and you don't take a step that aligns with that, that's fake. That's inauthentic. That's disingenuous. To who? To you and to the world. And see, I believe, and I've seen, and I choose to believe that people literally vibrate at a higher level and bring out inspiration when they act in alignment. Like right now, how I'm feeling shooting this and talking to you and having this discussion with you is so much more amazing than I felt when I was in my head being inauthentic, procrastinating on shooting this video. I remember when I was inspired to shoot this yesterday, I had no idea exactly what I was going to say. And even to the moment that I started shooting this, I didn't know exactly what I was going to say, other than I had a vision and an intention that I was going to talk to people about going to another level you. That's what this is right here. This is Allie. I want you to meet Allie. I want you to meet another level you. And see, another level you is about what you want to go to, what you want to achieve. And so it starts with action. Well, it starts with a vision and the action backing it up. You may have heard faith without works is dead. And it is. It just sits there. And how frustrating is that? I'll tell you what, someone who has big faith that has low works, low action, oh my goodness, talk about just feeling like you're perishing. Talk about frustration. I call it the frustration gap. When you have a vision and you're not taking action, that is one of the worst places you could be in. In fact, sometimes you need to feel that pain and that yuck to get you off your butt and moving. Can I get an amen here on a Friday? And so as I'm talking about this, I hope this is resonating with you. So let's take a look at this. Another level you. All right, so let's go ahead and draw something here that I think is going to blow your mind. All right, so this is a Y, this is an L, and this is the A right here. And you want to achieve this level of vision. So here's what it's going to take. It's going to take you deciding to say, I'm going for that. So you have to first off take a look at let's say this is the top of a peak right here. And everybody wants to talk about the tops of the peak. Everybody wants to be on the peak. They always want to feel good. But you know what? Here's what I know. What I know is unless you're willing to own this lower valley of your life, the not so good moments, the times when you're tired, the times when you made mistakes, the times when you made poor choices, and unless you're willing to go down there and experience frustration and whatever's not happening in your relationship and say, hey, this is what is. This is my location of how I'm feeling. Unless you're willing to experience that, what I've discovered is what you resist persists. And I'm going to say, to get to another level you on a new peak, you got to go down and experience your wholeness, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, and say, I'm all of it. And when a person is saying, I'm willing to be all of the ups and the downs and the all arounds, you're no longer in denial of the truth. You're no longer in denial, because what you're going to find is that when you're willing to go down to the depths of who you are, the times when you're stinking is thinking and say, that's part of who I am, you now are in reality. And current reality is an amazing thing, because if you're going to get from point A to point B, you have got to know where point A is. And saying, hey, my current levels of thinking do procrastinate. My current levels of thinking do think less of my children or less of my wife or less of myself. Okay? That's not where I'm staying. And then you got to get a vision for how the future you, the you that's grown up a little more, the mature you, the one that you want to create and live in, you got to get a vision for that. And where do you get that? You get that from inside. You get that from inside. I know I want to be 167 pounds of leanness. I know I want to have a certain level of fitness and tenacity and vibrancy. And my body, currently though, is 182. There's a contrast there. And I accept that I made those choices. I created that 182 body. And I'm also going to be the person who's going to create that 167 lean, fit body. I'm getting in touch with the depths of my relationship. Man, my wife and I aren't having as many connected times, if you know what I mean. And we're not really feeling the love all the time. But we're headed to that, and that's what I want to create. And so I'm going to become the kind of person who is dating my wife again, dating my significant other, whoever it is, or becoming the person who's attractive to myself and speaking from that position. Same thing with the finances. My finances, I'd like them to be at, right? You got to get that vision of that, where you want that point B, but you also have to be in touch with point A, because you cannot get GPS coordinates. You cannot get map turn-by-turn directions unless you know or are willing to face the reality of where you are now. So you got to go to another level up in the vision, but you also have to get in touch with where you're really at now and say, you know what? I don't have a lot of clarity, so I'm going to seek some support from someone else who's gone before me. I'm going to call up my version of Siri, if you were Alexa, and maybe a coach or a mentor, or somebody who has created and gone from broke to bank, gone from fat to fit, gone from unhealthy in the relationship to vibrating in higher levels and happy in their relationships. And that's so important that you surround yourself with that. All right. So as you are there, now what's going to happen is you're able to start this journey and take some next step actions up to another level. Now check this out. When you do this and you get on this path, not only do you get back to the peak that you've been on, but because you're taking your wholeness and your authenticity into this, it's like God, the universe, just blesses you and says, because you're willing to be truthful and honest and faithful and take action, even in the midst of the fire of your life, even in the less than, you're owning all of it, the weakness, you're owning the weaknesses in you and the strengths. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you grow. I'm going to, in fact, cause you to grow a little bigger, a little higher than you were. And now look at this. You've gone from here to here, closer to the vision. And watch this. You become another level of yourself. And there's the A, another. There's the L, level. And you can start your new mission and journey. And guess what? This is going to put you on a new path. And if you were to draw this out, boom, 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 what you're going to find is to get to this level that you have in your life, whatever success you do have, whatever quality of relationship you do have, that's your relationship. Whatever depth has been there, guess what? there was probably a time when, if you look at this, this was a continuation of a previous path that you were on, right? This just continues on this way and continues on that way. So what is it? Who are we? You know what? We're adventurers. We're on a journey. See, success is not about just one finite point and then I've arrived and then I can be happy and then I'll have everything I want and life will feel amazing. You know what? If you think that that's the truth, not on this planet, okay? So you're welcome to torment, because every time I've seen people get to what they want, their vision grows and expands, because that's what we are. We're visionaries. We're creators. We're a chip off the old creator block. We were meant to create and subdue and to continue on. And the question that I really believe is so critical to ask ourselves is, the choice I'm making right now, the next one, that's all that really matters, going to add life to me, add life to the other souls in front of me, add life to the world, add life to the creation? Or is the choice I'm going to make next going to take away life, degrade, cause my body to feel more dis-ease and uncomfort, cause my attitude to feel dis-ease? Am I going to continue to let the circumstances around me be the dominant force, or am I going to put the location of control right here in the center and start choosing to be another level me from right where I'm at and accept my fullness? I hope you do. I know it's in you. You're watching this still. We're here together. In all of creation, in all of time, our lives have come to this moment to hear this message and this inspiration and to act on it, because that's the issue. The issue is, if we've been given an inspiration and we don't take action, you know what? What we've been given will be taken away. And when we act faithfully by taking the action, that's what faith is. Faith is taking the action. It's believing and acting. We get more and we're given more. And you know what? We've got to take it from our perfectly imperfect state. And that's how winning is done. That's how building is done. The baby stumbles and gets stronger from the stumbling. It's the stumbling that actually conditions the muscles. We are growing up, and let's do this together. We're better together. All right. I want to send you super message of love and blessings. And the word super means up, by the way. So when I send you super love, I'm saying super up, baby. It's time for us to grow up and get after it. I'd love to see your comments and your questions. In fact, I'm going to put some things in the chat about my next webinar that's coming up. I'll go ahead and put it in there because I may use this video for a different time, so I won't state the exact time, but come on and join the journey to another level you. I like to do content. Usually every week I've got some type of free webinar that goes on in my private community, the Another Level You community, where you can join and attend and get more content to level up in your life, your health, your success, your relationships, your wealth, and live in alignment with the truth that's in you. All right. Alex McMillan sending you massive amounts of love, and I can't wait to hear your message into the world as you live in your wholeness, your authentic self, and in your inspired self. Love and blessings.